Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lugness Monster. Today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Rebel Trooper and Stormtrooper 2-pack. This thing is a Hasbro Pulse and fan channel exclusive, and it's the second addition to their Army Builder line here, which is awesome, and I really hope they decide to do more of these Army Builder sets. Looking at the packaging here, a little bit different than our typical Black Series packaging. We do have the mural artwork of the Stormtrooper and the Rebel Trooper here on the front with that Black Series logo. But of course, this isn't your typical box. It is in this plastic-free kind of open-up box. But we do have the exact same images here on the back with that Black Series logo. And other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on with the box. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, and I'm sure it's pretty cheap so that they can chip it out and keep the cost of the figures down, which I think is really good because for a $45 set, it's pretty solid. Anyway though, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a close look at the figures inside. Alrighty, so I got these two figures out of the box and I gotta say they are looking really good. The Stormtrooper is the 2020 Stormtrooper that we've already gotten several times in the line, so nothing new about that. And this Rebel Trooper is an exact re-release of the Rebel Trooper we already got quite a few years ago. So this really just is a re-release set, but they're army builders, which is really nice because some of these figures are expensive or hard to get on the aftermarket, and so getting a nice easy way to army build these sets is really important. And that's why I really wanted to go out and support this thing, because I want to see more Army Builder 2-packs like this in the future. Let's go ahead, get these figures off of the spinny stand and take a close look at everything they have to offer. First up here, looking at the Rebel Trooper, I will get to the Stormtrooper in just a second, but looking at the Rebel Trooper first, I gotta say, overall, I think he looks really solid, but he is an older figure, and so he does suffer from some decently bad articulation. He does have the pinned legs here, which I always hate, and I'm not really a big fan of seeing. So, really wish they would have updated the legs on this guy. But other than that, the rest of the articulation here is pretty solid. I mean, he's got a ball joint at the torso. He does have butterfly joints inside of the shoulders. His elbows do get to about 90 degrees. Overall, like, from the waist up, the articulation is pretty solid. But then it's just when you get to the waist down, it starts to lack a little bit. He does get a decent range of motion, though. Leg can kick up that far. Can kick back about that far, and of course double jointed knees, he can kick his own butt, so that's always interesting to see. But no boot swivels on this guy, which is interesting. Normally if we see boots, we do see boot swivels, and that is not the case on this figure. As far as the accessories go, I think the blaster and the Death Star plans are great choices for accessories, and overall, as far as the look of the figure goes, I think it looks solid. Zoomed in here, looking at the face, I gotta say it's an interesting face because it looks a lot like Harrison Ford, but he's definitely got this gray hair, and the biggest thing for me are the eyebrows. It's like these really white eyebrows, and I don't think the eyebrows look good at all. I think they look really out of place, and they don't really match the rest of the hair. As far as the face sculpt goes, he does have a little bit of that shiny face syndrome, but it's not near as bad as some of the figures in years past have been, so I can't complain too much about that, but those eyebrows are hideous. Next up, looking at the Stormtrooper, this is the exact same Stormtrooper that we've seen several times in the line now, and so I'm not going to go over articulation because I've already covered it several times here on the channel, but here is just a little bit of a comparison to a previous Stormtrooper we've gotten in the line, and as you can see, they are the exact same thing. They're the exact same color of plastic, same paint apps. I did a kind of deep dive around this figure looking to see if I could see any differences in the paint apps, and I really couldn't. They seem to be pretty similar all the way around, which honestly I think is good. It's great for army building, and it will be a great chance to get your hands on the Stormtrooper if you don't have it already, or just a way to army build it if you do want to. First up, for comparisons, we do have the Stormtrooper next to the Jedha Patrol Trooper on the left and Darth Vader on the right. And next up, we do have the Stormtrooper next to the Snow Trooper on the right and the Scout Trooper on the left. I have heard some people kind of complaining that this Stormtrooper is more of this kind of like purplish lavender color compared to some of the older Stormtroopers in the line, and I could definitely see that when comparing it to these two figures, but comparing it to some of the other 2020 Stormtroopers, it's the exact same color, but it's definitely more apparent next to these two troopers. Next up, we have the Rebel Trooper, and we do have R2-D2 on the right and C-3PO on the left. Obviously, this is referencing the Tantive 4 attack with the opening scene in A New Hope, and R2 and C-3PO are present, so I had to have them here next to the Rebel Trooper. And then we also do have him next to the Hoth Rebel Trooper on the right and the Endor Rebel Commando on the left, looking great. This is definitely like an evolution of Rebel soldiers throughout the movies, and I think they all three look great together. I think both of these are some sets that I would really love to see come to the like 2-pack army builder line in the future. I'd love to see a Scout Trooper and Rebel Commando pack together. Great army builders for Return of the Jedi. And then I'd love to see a Hoth Rebel Soldier and a Snow Trooper pack together because they'd be great army builders for Empire Strikes Back. So overall, I absolutely love this set. I think it's a great way to army build some of these important troops like Rebel Troopers and Stormtroopers. I think both of those should always be on the market and be available, and so I think this is a great way to do that. I've really loved the 2-pack line so far, and I'd really love to see more 2-packs like this come in the future. Something for Empire Strikes Back, something for Return of the Jedi, and etc. I think this is such a great idea, especially for the $44.99 price point. It's just such a great deal to be able to army build some of these stuff for cheaper than retail. So let me know down in the comments if you like this set and some other 2-packs you'd like to see come to the line, but that is going to do it for this video. So if you did enjoy, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.